Metalhead 50222 here, the starting reviewer. I like doing that. Like I said, continuing down the path of righteousness and glory for the discography of one of the coolest metal thrash bands of all time. Going slightly hard rock every now and then, Megadeth. And tonight, like I promised, Countdown to Extinction. One of, arguably, no, it's not arguably, it is their best-selling album to date. It was recorded, they took 6 months to record this album, January 6th through April 28th of 92, and it was released July 6th of 92, Capitol Records. 48 minutes and 27 seconds of pure hard rock genius. It's thrash rock, if that makes, hardcore thrash. I mean, hard rock thrash. It's, they lightened up, but it didn't take anything away from it. It was an extremely talented, well put together album. Max Norman and Dave Mustaine was a producer on this album. Dave started to take over producing, I would say in the very, very beginning, because, he'd get a producer in the beginning, Killing, Peace Sells, So Far So Good So What, and then fire him through the middle halfway through, and then, probably finish the damn album himself, or, So, he just started putting his name on there. I'm not sure if he was doing any producing, but since he's the founder, I guess, It's like when you're in an episode, and, like if you're in a TV episode, and you're like a high-quality star, and, you're a star of the show, but you're also an executive producer, because you're fucking there making material. So, that's all that pretty much rounds up to be, I do believe. But, anyways, moving on, a lot to say about this album. Dave Mustaine was really, really pissed off, and so was I, and so was the nation. Who the fucking thought that Billy Ray Cyrus's achy breaky fucking stupid ass heart would be the #1 album at the time, and you have this? And at the time, people, Megadeth was on top of the world, was every fucking where, was all over the news, MTV, they were everywhere. Posters everywhere. I mean, it was Megadeth's glory days, I just don't get it, Again, Grammy nominated Best Hard Rock Performance, or Heavy Metal Performance. Grammy said, fuck you again. And I believe that was their only true shot. Good news, on another note, before I go any further, Super Collider hit number 6 today on the charts. And it's the first time, and you have to credit Universal Records to this, because they promoted the fucking shit out of this album. Which is good. That's what they needed, because they make really good music, man. And, just because they don't get on the #1 and shit like that, I believe it would have been a #1 album had it been another 13 produced right. When they get rid of Johnny K's dumbass, and I'm sorry, he's fucking crap for the band, and they get somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing, I believe their next album will be great. They just need to get a fucking producer. Because every time they've had a good producer, Max Norman being one of them, they've made brilliant albums. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of it has to do with Dave Mustaine's genius, but a lot of it has to do with how it mixes at the end and how it sounds, That makes a record fucking live or die. And Super Collider was produced better, but, it wasn't, I like the album, but, for what it is, it's cool, but, man, I don't know. We're going moving on. I'm going to get to Super Collider again, like I said I would. Moving along, man. 1992 was a great year for Megadeth, man. They fucking, best-selling album to date. Fucking, they had 4 singles off this album. Good God, 4 singles. Symphony of Destruction, everybody knows that. Even if you've never heard of Megadeth, and when that song comes on, like, oh, that's Megadeth? That's that type shit. There's a radio station called WGDJX here in Louisville, Kentucky, and all they play is hip-hop and, pop music and shit like that, hip-hop, And they was even playing fucking Skin on My Teeth. But you had Symphony of Destruction, Sweating Bullets, Skin on My Teeth, and Foreclosure of a Dream. All fucking cool songs. You know, it's the title track actually won. Now, they did get an actual award off this album, which I didn't really know of until recently. But they got the Humane Society's Genesis Award, the only for the Countdown to Extinction song, and that was the only heavy metal band to ever receive this award. You know, this honor. You know, the art. Let's get to the artwork. It's strange. It's weird. It doesn't really fit what they're going with, but I don't know. I disagree with the man. I think the back of the cover, if you flip if you turn the fucking little CD cover around, you see Vic with the fucking, or it might be on the back of the CD case, and he's, doing the little fucking pedal or pegs or whatever. That should have been the cover. That would have been fucking badass. And, then the evolution, everything inside would have been cool. But the old man, I just don't get it. I still don't. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool. I mean, it fucking sold fucking millions of records. But anyways, on to the tracks. Skin on My Teeth. Now, when I first heard this song, I bought the album the day it came out. I remember I was a youngling, 1992, July 6th. I remember going to Camelot. Again, I talk about that store, Camelot, and in the Jefferson Mall. It's not there anymore. Went in there, bought it. Actually, I had to go in the back because they were selling the album so fast. I mean, it was flying off the shelves. I got my copy. I heard Skin on My Teeth, and I was like, oh, it's not, I had just, they just got, Rust in Peace, man. So when I heard that, I was like, I didn't even really listen to it. I was one of those that heard like the first 30 or 40 seconds of it and went, let's skip to Symphony because I know it's good. And, Symphony, and then Architecture of Aggression. It took me several listens, and for me to age. If you'd have asked me 15 years ago, hey, what do you think? A Countdown, I would have said it's nothing compared to Rust in Peace. I'd have said it's not that good of an album. There's 4 or 5 good songs on it. And that's all. That was my opinion of it. But you age and mature, and then you realize good music. And this had a lot of good music. It wasn't necessarily the thrashy roots that they came from, but I believe they went in a smart direction because 90% of their albums since has been kind of the same route. And let's face it, the way he's living now, it's just, I don't know if they can make another. I don't know. I hope they do. I'm waiting for the countdown to 15, record number 15. So, okay, moving on. Skin on My Teeth is the riff. He was so angry at that riff at the beginning, and it's the lyrics are cool. Fucking clinging on to the life of the skin of my teeth. I like it, man. I really do. I like this whole album now. I dig it. Again, it's probably, in my opinion. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's get through the tracks. I'm talking too much. Architecture of Aggression. We all know Symphony was next. I talked to that. We all know that song. That's Architecture of Aggression. I love the fucking riff at the beginning. It's a good all-around song. It's heavy. It's more thrashy than the other, than most of their songs. It's just really good, man. And again, this was an album with the lineup, is how I call them: Marty Friedman, Nick Menza, Dave Mustaine, and David Ellefson. Really cool. Really the best lineup I think Megadeth's ever had. Second being the lineup they have now, obviously, because they're still around. Moving along, Foreclosure of a Dream. It was the first time we ever heard Megadeth do a song like this, and I dug it, man. I liked it back then, even though it wasn't heavy, because I was all about it. If it wasn't heavy, it wasn't cool. But I liked it, man. I thought, man, this is fucking really cool. And it's just a really good song, man. And again, this was about the fucking the housing bubble being talked about in '92, guys. So this guy was almost a fucking, he fucking smart, man. He paid attention, and his political views were on point back then. He was talking about holy wars way back in the day, and I know that song didn't come about, a holy war. It was how he went over there and fucking for the cause and all that. I already know all that, so let's not even go there. But anyways, really cool song, man. I dug it, and Capitol thought it was good enough to become a video, and they did, and really cool video. They went back to the hangar or whatever, wherever they did, like Hangar 18 and Holy Wars at. It was pretty cool. Moving along, Sweating Bullets. Coolest video, coolest Megadeth video of all time. Love the fucking lyrics, man. It's just great. There's nothing bad about it. It's, you know, again, Dave does a lot of third person talk. I love it, man. It's killer. Moving along, This Was My Life. I love this song due to the fact of it's got one of the heaviest riffs in there. It's just real, what's the word I want to use? It's just slashing, you know, through the whole song. So it's pretty cool, man. I like it. It's slow, heavy. Moving along, Countdown to Extinction, the actual song. Now, this was, even though it wasn't, you know, Architecture of Aggression was slow, it was meant to be slow. This song here was one of the weaker tracks on the album, in my opinion. Not because it wasn't heavy, not because of the lyrics were talking about extinct animals, nothing like that. I just didn't really dug it. I just didn't really care for it. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. Again, I can listen to it. It's not like turn that shit off. Kind of like Super Collider, the song. But, you know, it's just not that good for me, you know. And, you know, even though it's okay, it's just not that good. Moving along, High Speed Dirt. Now, we all know Dave Mustaine likes jumping out of airplanes, or used to, rather. And that's what this song's about, jumping out of fucking airplanes. He's a fucking psycho. I mean, speaking of that, the next song is called Psychotron. It's about a cyborg man, blah, blah, blah. Pretty cool song, pretty cool riff. Didn't really dig the lyrics. You know, it was one of the weaker lyric tracks. Still a cool song, though. Captive Honor, I really liked. You know, it was different. They never went this way in a song, you know, at that point. And I just really liked it, man. I thought it was different, you know. And what everybody don't know, it was about, there was a movie, and I'm going to have to ask you all for help on this. Serpent and the Rainbow? No, there was some movie about pufferfish. And I need you all to fill me in, but that's where this song was in, or the actual beginning of it. Your soul belongs to Jesus. Your ass belongs to me. It was in that movie. I just, I need some help filling me in on that. I forgot. Completely slipped my mind. Ashes in Your Mouth. That song is the best song on the record, in my opinion. It beats Countdown. I mean, it beats Symphony. Beats them all. It's great. The solos Marty Friedman does in this. The riff. The lyrics, God have mercy. Oh, I just fucking love everything about it. It's the best song on the fucking whole album, in my opinion. It's the heaviest by far. There is no heavier song on here than Ashes in Your Mouth. From start to finish, it's a really good song. I think it's Tornado Souls too, in my opinion. It's really fucking good, man. There's not. And this album, I'm going to give it a 9.2. And, you know, yeah, I gave Rust in Peace a 9.9 because I thought it was damn near perfect. This album was a good hard rock effort, hard rock thrash, but it wasn't as strong. And yeah, it sold a lot, but this was again them going mainstream. And I'm a fan of Ashes in Your Mouth, that Megadeth sound. The other ones are okay. They do good at making that sound. They really do, you know. But then again, they do really good thrash. So I'm going to give it a 9.2 and say it's a great album. I would recommend anybody to listen to it all the way through. I think, you know, if you haven't ever heard it, I don't know where you've been, but you would enjoy it. It's really cool. It's different. You know, if you heard, you know, you got to keep in mind that I grew up as these albums were coming out. So that's my take on it. I'm not dissing it. I'm not talking down about it. It's just my take on it because, you know, a lot of folks started listening to them on this album, then bought the other tracks, you know, or bought the other albums. I bought them as they, you know, not as they come out, but pretty much, as they were coming out. So again, it's it's good. It's probably Megadeth's third best record, or probably their fourth best record in my opinion. Rust being number 1, Peace being number 2, and I'm gonna have to save number 3 for a surprise, because it'll probably shock you, and it's way on down the road. You probably already know. I've said it many times. So for that, guys, thoughts, opinions, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Rattlehead50222. I follow everybody back. I got a Facebook page, Metal Videos 365. Feel free to like and join that. Post, share, like anything. Fucking keep it metal. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a fucking administrator for that page, I will make you an administrator, man. No problem. Message me. It'll be done. I want to hear shit that I've never heard before. Turn me on to whatever you feel like you think that's cool, and it will be there. It'll post. I'll listen to it. I'll like it. I'll share it. Whatever I can do to help out. That goes for fucking any band. If you got a fucking a band that wants to be heard, it's a small page, but it's catching on. So that being said, guys, Rattlehead 50222, the starting reviewer, out of here. Thoughts, opinions, subscribe, and have a fucking great day. Everybody thrash the fuck on.